Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And today's video, I want to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to get better or how to improve very quickly in this game. I want to be talking about a few very important things that can really help you guys out a ton if you're looking to get better or improve in a very short amount of time. So definitely stay to the end of the video. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and as well subscribe to my second channel. The link for that will be in the description or the pinned comment. Turn on my post notifications and as well comment down below your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, if you guys would like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to support a creator, type in my code is Younghumor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. I really do appreciate all you guys who do add me. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be talking about how to get better or how to improve at this game very quickly, as it is the very end of Season 10 going into Season 11 very soon. But the number one thing that I want to be talking about that helps you improve, and a really good way that I found, is playing in these zone wars. And I'm really going to explain fully why this is going to be your best bet to improve in the fastest amount of time. I can guarantee that, especially if you're looking to improve your mechanics and really any mechanic at all. It's a very good way. And so when it comes to zone wars, and the reason why I think it's so good if you want to be able to improve a lot faster, and why it's a lot better than trying to go into a public match, is obviously for the first reason is, you already start with weapons, you already start with shield, so you don't have to go through a long, 5, 6, 7 minute right off spawn, getting all your loot and then trying to fight the next team. You already have the loot and you're automatically fighting the next players, and that's the best way to improve, is to fight other players and then to try to outplay them, because that's basically essential how you get better. You're not going to get better by just searching for loot. So if you cut that time down and you're constantly fighting against other players, then that is going to help you improve very quickly at this game, and you're going to be able to get a lot better much faster, because you're going to be constantly going into every fight. So you can work on practicing your mechanics without having to, spend the atrocious amount of time picking up loot, going from building to building off spawn, and you're really just wasting time essentially. If you're looking to get better, it is just going to cost you more time going through all those buildings. So going in zone wars is going to be very useful for that reason alone, but there also is many other reasons as well. And another reason that this could be a very easy and really good way to improve very fast is you can work on building a lot easier, because in here you have a ton of materials. You already start out with 1500, and on top of that you kill players and you're gonna get a lot more. So you're going to be constantly working on building. So if you want to practice high ground retakes and not have to worry about the thing about zone wars, it's super easy. It's a bunch of rounds, and with games, if you end up losing the game, you have to go back to the hub, and then you have to queue up again, and then you have to go off spawn. It's just really long. So if you do want to practice, because practice your creative builds, and you actually want to practice it in a game like zone wars, you absolutely can, without having to worry about having a super long queue time, and then just having to worry about constantly requeuing back into the game, going back to the hub, and just spending all the time farming up the materials. It's very tedious and very slow. So if you want to practice, because practicing builds in creative is much different than practicing it in game, because it is a little bit different, because you're gonna have people shooting at you, people are gonna be playing very different. So if you want to take those builds that you learned in creative that you've been practicing on for a little bit, and then try to out against actual players, I think this is a really good way, because you're gonna have people who, normal players that are shooting at you, and they're playing exactly how other players would in an actual game. So, well, at least for the most part, zone wars, it is a little bit more scrimmy, I guess you can say. It's not that much. It's still pretty, it feels like it's pretty much like a normal fight for the most part. You don't have people, it's not like a super try. The lobbies you're going into are public matches. They're not, super tryhards. You're going against pros every single zone wars. And of course, you have the occasional super big tryhard, but for the most part, you're not going to be going up against players who are extremely good for them. So most of your gunfights you're going to be going into are going to be like actual gunfights. They're not going to be super slow like a lot of high point arena games, or if you're going against pro players, it's just not going to be like that. So it's very good for improving your mechanics. when it comes to building. Editing is also going to be a huge thing because in Zone Wars towards the end, you're going to do a lot of turtling and working on building your boxes, editing, and continuously going through. And also going for quick edit plays is something that I get a lot of kills by doing. Going for window plays, editing my structures very, very fast, because in Zone Wars there's going to be a lot of players that could be shooting at you at the exact same time, so you do have to be very, very quick. And so practicing your editing and practicing the speed at which you build can be something that you can improve on very quickly in this game mode. So I would say your building mechanics, editing mechanics, and things like that are going to get improved much faster in Zone Wars than actually playing in pubs or creative. Of course, if you're completely new to like a certain type of build, I think creative would be the best bet, because you automatically have max materials and you're just practicing because you're completely new. But I feel like after you've been working on something for a little bit and you want to take it to game, I think Zone Wars is the best bet, just because you don't have to have those super long queue times, or having to go back to the hub and spend all that time getting loot, getting materials, and everything like that. So you can immediately go into the gunfights and practice exactly what you want to be practicing, whether that's aiming, building, editing, or anything in between. And also, I think another really good thing to practice that can get you better a lot faster is practicing your IQ, practicing your game sense, because one thing that you can do in Zone Wars is you can work on like a strategy, I guess you can say. And it's not like a sure thing you're going to do this every single time, but I have played enough Zone Wars to realize that I wanted to do, if I ever get into this situation, I want to do this. And one thing that I just did is if I ever get spawned in the back, I immediately use the launch pad to launch all the way over to the sides, catch myself on, I guess it's like part of the building, and then build up. That's just a really good way to get easy positioning, and just different things like that is going to translate into actual games if you do play arena, or if you play regular pubs, solo, duos, or squads. Doing stuff like that, working on getting better positioning, always looking for different ways to attack the other player, can be very beneficial and can get you better at the game much quicker. And also the two Zone War maps that I'd recommend, I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone plays these two maps. It's either the map that I'm in, I think it's called Coliseum. So it's either this map or the river map. I think those are the two best maps. The first map, the desert one, if you guys ever played it, it's completely terrible, mainly for the loot, not really the map. The map isn't the greatest, I wouldn't say that's the worst part, but the loot is terrible. You have like infantry rifles and drum shotguns. So I would definitely not recommend practicing that, because first of all, the weapons that you have aren't even good in the first place, and on top of that, they're not even in the game anymore. So it doesn't make any sense to practice with weapons that you don't even have in the game. And drum shotgun is just the worst shotgun imaginable. It's so bad. I don't even know why someone even make a map with it. It's definitely not even fun to use. And I remember when it was back in the game, definitely was not a fan. Did not like the weapon whatsoever. It was terrible. No one liked it, and it hit for like no damage every single shot. Maybe you can get a few kills off the spawn with it. If you were good enough, you hit your shots, get a couple headshots, maybe you kill them in like 17 rounds or something like that after a couple reloads. Then you could probably get a kill on the player with the drum gun. But like I was talking about, Coliseum and the river one, I think those are my two favorite maps, because it's really good. It teaches you can get really good at rotating, working on your aim, positioning, game sense, everything in between. So if you are struggling to get better at the game very quickly, I would highly recommend playing in this LTM. I don't know how long the LTM is going to be out for. Hopefully it's out for a decent amount of time, and they keep putting in new and different ones, because they have stuff like Turtle Wars too, and there's also there's a lot of other ones that Epic might be able to put in the game as well. I think it's really, really fun. It's just a better way to go against a lot of players without having to go through crazy amount of queue times and constantly going back to the hub, or maybe you're just looking for a quick thing you can hop into that's not going to last you like a 20, because most games that you win, you're probably playing for like 20 minutes. So especially if you're like a little bit shorter on time, or just not looking for those super long games, Zone Wars, you can hop in, play a couple rounds, and then end up leaving, and that could maybe like 10 minutes. It's like half the time. Plus you're going into way more players, you're practicing a lot more, and you're not spending all your time collecting loot. You're spending most of your time going into gunfights, practicing all the mechanics you want to practice. So this ultimately is going to be the best and fastest way to improve at the game. So I highly recommend, if you guys haven't played Zone Wars yet, it's super fun. Would recommend it. You can play with a bunch of friends, queue up, and that's what I've been doing for the past few days. It's been a ton of fun, so I would highly recommend you guys try out this game mode if you guys haven't already. And if you are looking to get better, I would recommend practicing in here. For the most part, it's really the best way to improve at this game. And with that being said, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like. subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.